Sherry Kalergis, live from Vancouver with At 45, the magazine for women over 45, for those of us who are rediscovering who we are and exploring what we want next in life. And don't we want more? More of everything. Love, fun, laughter, and fulfillment. Welcome today. These are trying times, and our quarantine conversations are an opportunity for you to break out of your four walls, find a little mental stimulation, laugh, and share experiences. Just a few housekeeping items before we get started. These sessions are taped and put up on our YouTube channel. So if you don't want your persona in the public domain, please use an avatar. The agenda is simple. We're going to chat for about 10 minutes, and then our guest is going to share her knowledge and experiences. And then the last 20 minutes, we open it up and give the women coming in an opportunity to ask questions, tell us where they are in the world and how they're coping during these COVID times. So today I'm so excited to have Avital Belkin with us. She is an accomplished instructor, as well as she has numerous credentials. And I'm actually going to let her share them because my paper is gone.
Oh, that's great.
So welcome, Avital. We're so excited to have you today.
Hi, hello, everybody. I'm so happy to be here. Yes.
So can you tell us what your expertise is, Avital?
Oh, so I'm a yoga instructor. First of all, my first certification was in yoga. But then after that, I also got certified in Pilates mat, level 1 and level 2. And since I started teaching, yoga and Pilates, my students, I've just became curious about more. I always wanted to know more. So my next certification was on TRX, and TRX is this is the strap that comes from the ceiling, or it can come. Actually, I'll show to you what it is.
Yes,
It's
because
right
actually
here.
I don't know.
Yeah, this is what it is. So can you see it?
Yes.
It comes from the wall, and you can do all kind of different exercises with it using just the body weight. There's also TRX Yoga. So that was my next certification. And after that, I just wanted anything fitness. So I went and got myself certified in personal training. So right now I train people to lose weight, to get stronger, to get in shape. But when I started doing that, I've realized that this is not enough. There has to be another component, and that's a food, what we put in our plate, right? So I've got certified in raw food, and also nutrition coaching. So now when clients come to me and if they want to lose weight, I can make a program for them. And this is about exercise and food all together. And of course, yoga is my love forever as well. So I teach yoga and I teach Pilates still, yes.
Well, it's really true that everything is sort of, it has to be a package of health and wellness, what you eat, your mobility and exercise, and your mindset.
Yes, true.
And that's one thing about yoga. I just started to explore yoga, but I understand that it is good for both your mind and your body.
That's true. Yoga is not just exercise. This is so much more than that. Would you like me to tell you a little bit about it?
Please.
Yes. So yoga was developed more than 5,000 of years ago in India. And in the beginning, it was just meditation. So people would sit cross-legged and meditate. But then they figured out, first of all, to sit on the floor, you need to be pretty flexible, right? To sit in lotus pose, you need to be flexible. And also to calm your mind, it helps if you do some breathing exercise before and some asana. So asana is a yoga posture or physical component of yoga. And that's how they came up with yoga poses, as much as we know nowadays. And so yoga has few components. It's pranayama, the breathing exercise. And then it's asana, the physical part, the posture. And then it's meditation. And meditation can have different phases. So you can just sit with your eyes closed and meditate, or you can move and do yoga postures and breathe with your eyes open. And this is meditation as well, because meditation is everything that helps to calm the mind, right? Otherwise the mind is always very busy. So those three components. And of course, yoga came from Sanskrit yog, and yog means union, and union with yourself, with your higher self, and with universe. And universe includes everyone else in it. So yoga is the union with everyone else, with your higher self, and with universe. So I think that's amazing. And yoga can help with physical health, with mental health. It's good for depression, anxiety. It's good to bring the mood up. It's good for your physical health, for flexibility, to prevent disease, to sleep better. So I can go on and on and on. Just stop me.
well, how does yoga help de-stress a person? Like what is the thing about yoga that gives you an ability to de-stress?
So there's different ways to de-stress with help of yoga. First of all is pranayama, or breathing exercise. Normally when we have busy minds, we breathe very shallow. But in yoga, there's a special breathing exercise when they teach you pranayama or ujjayi breath, when we teach you actually how to breathe properly. And we can do it when I do my demo part. We'll do this breathing exercise together. Actually, it teaches you how to inhale as much air as you can into your lungs, not only the top of your lungs, but actually the bottom of your lungs as well. So you inhale as much oxygen as you can, and that develops your lung capacity, first of all, but also it brings all that oxygen into your bloodstream and from there into your organs. So that already makes you feel better, and this is very calming. Also, the asana itself, we can translate it as a posture, but it's also a stretch. So when we stretch muscles and we stretch joints and we stretch ligaments, it sends to our parasympathetic nervous system, it sends a message that now is time to relax. It's not possible to stretch, not as if we're stretching, right? When we're tired, we start to stretch, and it's automatically makes you feel more relaxed. Now imagine combining breathing exercise, some stretching, and also drishti. And the drishti is a point of your gaze. So when we have busy mind and we are looking around and we are distracted, then we are stressed. Now imagine if you close your eyes, or if you look at one point without moving your eyes, then you automatically become less stressed. And when you combine all that together, that actually makes some big difference. Yes.
That's fascinating. So, I mean, I didn't realize there were so many components to it. What do you find with your clients? What is one of the biggest barriers for women to take up yoga?
Well, they say I'm not flexible, and that makes me chuckle a little bit, because yoga is not for flexible. If somebody is already flexible, they can do it at home on their own maybe. Yoga is for people who are not flexible, and that's how you become more flexible. So this is one of the barriers. Yes. Yes, Sherry?
So it's sort of a lifelong practice.
Exactly.
Anybody I know who does yoga, they're a yoga convert for life.
Yeah, maybe not 100%, but most of the people, yes, yes. Those who have a good teacher, they become lifelong yogis, most of them, yes.
And what is one success story you can share of your clients? You have a number on your website, but is there one that particularly spoke to you or is very meaningful to you?
So if we talk about yoga, or if we talk about personal training, because it's a little bit different.
Either. Yeah.
So I thought I prepared to talk about two success stories. One, and they are so much different age group, different purpose was when they came to me, and different, of course, effect that had on them. So one of my clients, a woman, middle-aged. She wanted to lose weight, and she was very successful in it. She lost 30 pounds in just 4 months, 7.5% of body fat.
Wow.
And of course, she started to look amazing. And she was coming to me only twice a week. And actually, she did 1 hour of personal training with me a week and 1 hour of yoga. And she did something on her own. We also worked a little bit on her diet. And just in 4 months, she lost this amount of weight. And not only that, she feels and looks good, but also she keeps that weight off for 4 months already since that, or maybe 5. And even now, you know, in quarantine, when people eat more, I think she keeps that weight off, and she keeps coming to my classes through Zoom.
That's
Yes.
amazing. And you had another one?
And the other one, it was a guy, young guy, maybe in his late 20s. He was a businessman, never done yoga before. He came to the gym where I taught yoga, and he was there for working out, you know, lifting weights. And just from curiosity, he saw that I'm about to teach yoga class, and he came in just to see, oh, what is this yoga? Okay, I'll try that out. And he took the class. I didn't know if he liked it or not. But then I've noticed he signed himself up into yoga studio where I also was teaching, and he took another class with me there, and he started to take more classes with other teachers. Now that guy was a tourist. He was from the States. So he left after about 1 month of practicing in Vancouver, he left. And I have not heard from him for 1 year. And then exactly 1 year after that happened, I received an email from him, and he says, thank you, thank you, thank you. Your yoga class changed my life completely, because when I took it, I liked it so much, and I liked so much how you made me feel that I wanted to do more and more and more of yoga. And when I left to his home, he found there more yoga classes. He kept practicing and kept practicing on his own every single day. And then he decided he wants to be a yoga teacher, and not just a yoga teacher. He, at the moment where I was talking to him or emailing back and forth, he said he was going to take a yoga training with a master from Tibet. Yogi master from Tibet. So this is very advanced training. Yeah, he was about to change his life like completely at that point. And I hope he succeeds. I don't know anything more.
Well, that's so rewarding and so encouraging. Basically, you know, at this stage, lots of women are at home with their husbands, and actually, I'd never thought about it, but yoga is something that you could be doing together while you're in quarantine or self-isolation.
Yes.
So can you give us some suggestions for women who want to start yoga and who don't know how to go about it? Like, what kind of equipment do you need? What are some things you should you know about before you start?
So at the times of quarantine, of course, you can start yoga in your own home, and you don't need anything except of maybe yoga mat. It's good to have yoga mat. But even if you don't have a yoga mat at the moment and you don't want to start shopping for it, you can do yoga on your towel, you know, on the floor, on the carpet, anything basically. You don't need any equipment, just comfortable clothes. Now at the studio, we have yoga blocks. But at home, you don't need to have even that. You can use a pillow. Yeah, you can do without yoga blocks, just with a pillow. And yoga strap is good to have, but at home you can use a belt. Anything that you can use as a yoga strap would work.
Okay. So you're going to actually walk us through a yoga session today, which I mean, we're so excited about that. But could you just tell us a little bit about your business? Like you have a business in Richmond, BC, and you're about to put. I think you actually already have started to put your sessions online. Yes.
Yes, we do it right away. We didn't have a day off. Like, I mean, I was teaching in person, and then everything started with COVID-19. And the next day I said, okay, tomorrow we're going on Zoom live. And most of the people kept coming into my Zoom classes, and they keep coming. Yeah, so we keep going. We exercise and stretch and do yoga every day. Yes.
So can you, what's your website?
So my website, personaltrainingyogasteveston.com.
And Steveston, that's Steveston, right?
That's right, correct, yes.
Great. Well, so we're going to look forward to it. So typically, or is there a warm-up? Are you going to walk us through a warm-up and then do a session?
Yes, we start, warm-up is a part of the session, breathing exercise. Usually we start with that, and then we do gentle stretches, and then we do a little bit more advanced poses, even though today I prepared very gentle poses, yes.
And there's different levels of yoga. Like today you're going to demonstrate sort of easier ones, and then you're just going to show us a few really difficult ones.
No, I'm not going to make you
okay.
do anything difficult. No, it will be pretty easy, of course, yeah.
Okay, well, let's start.
All right. All right, so we are going to start seated on the floor. I'm going to sit on my yoga block. I'm going to show you. Actually, you can sit just on the floor like that. Or if you're not comfortable, you can sit on a pillow. Any pillow would work. I like my yoga block, so I'm just going to sit on it. And you want to bring your knees down to the floor if possible. And if not, some people might find themselves like that, which is okay too. Whatever you can, doesn't have to be perfect. Now you want to root through your sitting bones, bring your hands on your laps, and draw the crown of your head up toward the ceiling, extend your spine. And if you can, close your eyes. And if you're not comfortable, you don't have to. And bring your hands on your rib cage. We'll start a pranayama that I talked about, or they call it Ujjayi Yogic Breath, the breath with a sound. And the sound is like an ocean. You will see in the moment. So we're going to inhale through the nose, expand your lungs, exhale out of your mouth, creating ha sound as you exhale. We'll try one more time like that. Inhale and exhale. And then we try to do the same with your mouth closed, just inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Inhale. Push your hands away with your ribs, expanding those intercostal muscles, the muscles between your ribs. So your lungs like two big balloons. And slowly exhale through your nose, creating some sound. Try to relax your shoulders, relax everything else, maybe eyes closed. Let's do 4 more rounds like that. Inhale. And exhale. 3 more. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. 1 last time. Inhale. And exhale. And then open your eyes and bring your hands down to the floor. I'm going to mirror you. So keep your right hand on the floor and lift your left hand up toward the ceiling. Reach up and bend to your right. And draw your left shoulder back. Lift through the chest. And take 3 big Ujjayi breaths, the breath that we just did before. And come back to center. Other side, left hand on the floor, right hand up toward the ceiling. Reach up, bend to the left, and draw your right shoulder back. Very nice, Sherry. 3 more breaths. And come back to center. Bring your right hand behind your back and your left hand onto your right knee and twist to the right. Lashy is joining us. I can see her also doing the poses. Thank you, Lashy. Twist. And come back to center, other side. Left hand behind your back, right hand onto your left knee, twist to the left. And twist, we're going into tabletop position. Now tabletop position on your hands and your knees. And if you have hard floor, you can place a pillow or rolled up blanket or a towel underneath your knees. Make yourself comfortable. We're going to tuck the toes. You want to have your knees hip distance apart, hands shoulder distance apart, hips just above your knees, and your shoulders just above your wrists. And we're going to start with cat and cow. Inhale, lift your chest and your tailbone, drop your belly. Exhale, round your back like a cat. Very slowly. And let's do 4 more like that. Inhale. Lifting up, shoulders away from your ears. Exhale. Round your back, neck relaxed. And 3 more. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more like that. Inhale. And exhale. 1 last time. Inhale. And exhale. And come back to neutral. We're going to bring the knees a little wider and the toes, big toes to touch. We're moving into a child pose. So sit your hips back, all the way back on your heels. You can place one hand on the top of another and press your forehead onto your hands. And take 3 deep breaths in this position. And you can rock your head side to side a few times. And then come back to center and extend your hands in front of you. And then walk your hands to the right and shift your hips to the left. You can close your eyes and concentrate on your breathing. And then bring your hands back to center. Other side, walk your hands to your left. Shift your hips to your right. Close your eyes if you wish and take 3 more deep breaths. And bring your hands back to center. We're going to slide the hands forward into puppy dog position. Lift your hips off your heels and press your chest down toward the floor. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. That will stretch your shoulders, preparing us. So in yoga, every pose prepares you for the next one. Thread the needle is the next. Bring your left hand underneath your right armpit and your left ear is on the floor. You can place a pillow underneath your head if you're at home. So we hold the pose, and I make it a little shorter just because it's short demo, but usually in a class, you can make it as long as 5 breaths each pose or longer. And twist back to center and bring your right hand underneath your left armpit, twisting to the left. So the pose needs some time. You have to stay in the pose for a while for the pose to have the effect on the body. Because if you just rush through the poses, it doesn't have to, it will not have the same effect. Walk your hands underneath your shoulders and then walk your knees toward each other back into tabletop position. And I'm going to show you my hands. So you want to spread your fingertips. I don't know if you can see, maybe I'll just come a little close. So you want to spread your fingertips like that, and you want your middle fingers parallel to each other as you go into downward dog. That's what we are going to do right now. So spread your fingertips, hands shoulder distance, root through your fingertips and the heels of your hands. Step your right foot back, your left foot back. So this is a plank. And from there, we're going to push the floor away and lift your hips up toward the ceiling. Micro bend the knees and draw your chest to your thighs and your hips toward the back wall. Downward dog. This is wonderful pose, has so many benefits. It stretches your whole body, your ankles, your calves, your hamstrings, your lower back, your shoulders, your upper back, everything. Keep breathing through the nose, gazing to the back of your mat. Remember when I told you every pose has a drishti, a point of your gaze, because imagine I would look forward. That would be not good for my neck at all. So in this pose, you have to look back. And start walking your dog. Bend your left knee and press your right heel onto the floor. Bend your right knee and press your left heel onto the floor. And then gaze forward just for a moment, and we're going to walk forward. And of course, I don't have to lift my hands off the floor, but if you need, you would lift your hands off the floor or bend your knees a little more. And then in forward fold position, hold on your opposite elbows, let your head hang, and gently rock from side to side, knees slightly bent. And then nod your head yes, and shake your head no. And then release your elbows, and like a rag doll, very slowly, vertebra by vertebra, lift yourself all the way up into standing. And we're going to come into mountain pose. How we are doing with time, Sherry? Are we supposed to finish already, or are we doing okay? We have 5 more minutes or not? Okay, I'll give you a couple of more if you don't mind, or you can stop me anytime, yes? All right, so mountain pose, root through your feet, through all 4 corners of your feet. Your big toe mount, your pinky toe mount, inner and outer heel. And then I'll turn this way so you can see better. You want to stack your knees just above your ankles, hips above your knees, shoulders above your hips, and your ears above your shoulders. So this is mountain pose. This is your foundation, feet parallel.
Avital, sorry, I had myself on mute. So you've got 10 more minutes.
10 more minutes. Oh,
yeah.
That's wonderful. We can do a lot in 10 minutes. All right.
Okay.
Lift your hands up toward the ceiling, reach up. Hold your left wrist with your right hand. And if I'm mirroring you, if you're doing exactly what I do, but like a mirror, that will be the opposite for you. That will be your right wrist with your left hand. And then slowly start bending to your left and shifting your hips to your right. And again, depends on your range of motion. It doesn't have to be too deep, bend. You do what you can. Inhale, slowly bring yourself up. Micro bend the knees to release your lower back. And come up. Switch the grip. So you're holding your left wrist with your right hand. Root through your feet and bend to your right. Shift your hips to your left. Keep your shoulders square. And take 3 more breaths. And bring yourself back to center. Micro bend your knees. And bring your hands on your lower back, standing camel pose. So we want to support the lower back. I'll turn to you so you can see the fingertips pointing down, the heels of your hands supporting your lower back, feet hip distance, knees micro bend, and we're going into little back bend. So normally in life, we do the forward fold all the time when we're sitting behind the desk or driving or whatever we're doing. But right now we're going to do the opposite. So this is healthy for spine to be able to bend back as well. And my advice not to throw your head back. My advice to keep your chin not too far from your chest, like if you're holding little apple between your chin and your chest. And only go as much as you can. Draw your elbows toward each other. Lift your sternum up, keep the knees slightly bent, engage your glutes. Inhale, slowly, carefully lift yourself up into standing. Release your hands by the other side. Inhale, lift your hands up, reach up. Exhale, forward fold, knees slightly bent, fingertips to the floor. Inhale, halfway lift, gaze forward, hands on your shins. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bring your hands on your hips. Press yourself all the way up into standing. And we're going to step the feet wide and move into Warrior Two. So Warrior Two, and we'll be doing beginner's variation. So no worries about that. This is not too challenging. And you have to have about 4.5 feet between your feet if you can. Keep your feet parallel and reach your hands out to the sides. Now turn your right foot out to your right and align your front heel to the middle arch of your back foot. Now your drishti, your gaze, is going to be over your right hand, and we're going to bend the right knee. This is Warrior Two position. Gaze over your right hand, and then take a look at your knee. Make sure your knee is not knocking in like that. You want your knee aligned with your second toe. And at the same time, you want to extend your back knee and root through the outer edge of your back foot. Gazing over your right hand. And make sure you're breathing through the nose, deep, slow breath. And then moving into extended side angle, bring your right elbow lightly on your right thigh and your left hand up toward the ceiling. Draw your left shoulder back. You can stay here or you can draw your bicep to ear so your palm is facing down and you're creating long line between your left fingertips and your left outer foot. And you can gaze, if you wish, over your left hand. And come back to center, Warrior Two. Bring your left hand on your left thigh, right hand up toward the ceiling, reversed warrior. Gaze up if you can. You can bend your left elbow and bring your left hand behind your head. And come back into Warrior Two. Now we're going to extend the front knee, heel to your back foot, one short step forward, and reach your right hand forward as far as you can. Bring your right hand on your right shin, and your left hand up toward the ceiling for triangle, Trikonasana, or you can slide your right hand down a little more, maybe toward your ankle. Draw your left shoulder back and open your chest. Breathing through the nose. And slowly lift yourself up back into standing. Pivot your right foot parallel to your left and pivot your left foot out to your left. We're going to do exactly the same on your other side. Align your front heel to the middle arch of your back foot. We always do both sides. And then bend your left knee. And you already know about alignment. So the knee over your second toe, the back knee extended, rooting through the outer edge of your back foot, keeping the arms parallel, and your gaze, your drishti is over your left hand. Breathing through the nose. Moving into extended side angle, left elbow lightly on your left thigh, right hand up toward the ceiling. Stay here or draw your bicep to ear, open your chest. Maybe gaze toward your right hand. And lift yourself up back into Warrior Two. Bring your right hand on your right thigh. Left hand up toward the ceiling, reversed warrior. Gaze up, lift through the chest. Bring your left hand behind your head. Support your head if you wish. Throw your right fingertips toward your right calf. And come back into warrior two. Extend your left knee. Getting ready for triangle, heel to your right foot slightly forward. Reach your left hand forward. Bring your left hand on your left shin. Right hand up toward the ceiling. Open your heart. Stay here or slide your hand down a little more if you can. And lift yourself up. Hands on your hips. Pivot your left foot parallel to your right. We still have 5 minutes. Bring your toes slightly in and your heels slightly out. We're going into forward fold. Now with the forward fold, you might need to modify, and I'll tell who needs to modify. So first of all, shift about 80% of your weight on your heels and shift your sitting bones back. Keep your knees micro bend to take some of the pressure off your lower back. And you can bring your hands maybe on your shins. So head is in line with your heart for people with high blood pressure. You don't want to go beyond this point. Osteoporosis, same thing. Don't go beyond this point. If you have lower back injuries, you can stay here as well. If you don't have any contraindications, bring your hands down to the floor and start bending forward. Let your head hang. And then draw your chest back toward your thighs and your hips toward the back wall. And in some cases, your head will be somewhere close to the floor. Maybe your head just here. That's all good. Eventually, as you become more flexible, you might be touching the floor lightly with your head. And to come out, slowly start lifting your head up on an inhale. Walk your hands underneath your shoulders. And then heel to your feet slightly toward each other. Bring your hands on your hips. Press yourself all the way up. Step your feet together. Shake your legs. We have 2 minutes left. And in those 2 minutes, I'll show to you a pigeon. So the pigeon is very important pose because many people nowadays have lower back problems, right? And the pigeon pose will help you with that. You can do it yourself as a part of a self-care. So we'll start in tabletop position. And then draw your right knee toward your right wrist and extend your left leg back. Untuck your back toes if you can. Now, if you have any knee problem or if you feel any pain or pressure in your knee, you can have a pillow or a block underneath your right thigh. You can also bring the knee more toward the center and your foot more underneath. If you don't have those problems, then your knee will be a little wider and your pelvis will be pretty close to the floor. And from here, you can lower down on your elbows. You can place one hand on the top of another and drop your forehead on your hands. And what it does, it stretches your lower back. And right now I'm on my right side, so it stretches my right hip and my lower back, preventing sciatica. And of course you need to do it on the other side as well. So just for purpose of this demo, I'm not going to stay here too long, but normally you would like to stay here up to 1 minute. We're going to slowly lift up, hands underneath your shoulders, tuck your back toes. You can step into downward dog and walk your dog a few times to release your joints. And then you would drop your knees down and do the other side. You would bring your left knee to your left wrist, walk your right foot back, untuck your toes, lower down on your elbows, maybe drop your forehead on your hands. Do the modification if you need and place the pillow underneath your left thigh if you wish. You could stay here a little longer. And we're going to slowly start coming out. And to come out, because we are finishing our short practice today, so we're going to bring the left hip down to the floor and extend your both legs in front of you. And traditionally, we finish yoga practice in Shavasana, which is 5 minutes relaxation on your back, which we don't have time to do. So we just will finish with Namaste. And Namaste means light in me honors the light in you, and we are one. So Namaste. Thank you
Namaste.
Thank you for practicing with me. How was it?
Well, I can tell you, I couldn't do too much. And as you know, I'm struggling with my health. So what I really noticed, Avital, is when I did the stretches with you, when I was able to, how my body felt refreshed.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah. And so you've inspired me. I'm going to take this, this from YouTube, and I'm going to try and practice it. I think it's amazing.
Yes.
And you look so beautiful and so flexible. It just is actually inspirational.
Thank you so much.
So thanks so much for sharing with us. I'd love to, if there's anybody online, if you want to come in, tell us where you're from, what you're doing during COVID, and if you have any questions for Avital. Leslie, you did an amazing job there.
Thank you very much.
Where are you?
I'm in Richmond.
Oh, in Richmond.
Yes.
And how are you doing during the COVID crisis and all the craziness that's happening right now?
Yeah, because I have followed with Avital for her class for a couple of years. For this self-isolating times, I always do yoga exercise in my home, and sometimes I have my online class with Avital. That is very useful and helpful for me.
Thank you, Lashi.
Yeah, and I think Avital, she's really professional.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I think so.
Thank you.
And you and your family are all safe and healthy during this crisis?
Yeah, we are safe. We just stay at home and stay safe, stay healthy with some daily exercise.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Leslie.
Thank you.
Is anybody else online that would like to, or has a question or wants to share?
Yes, Dilana.
Hi, Dilana.
Dilania.
I enjoy your practice, Avital. I like very much how you very simple and clear explain the posture.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm happy that you liked it. Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Thank you.
And Diliana, you're coming from Vancouver or North Vancouver?
I'm Vancouver East.
Vancouver East. And how are you faring during this COVID crisis?
Oh, I'm great. I'm pretty great. I'm actually very introvert person. So for me, it doesn't make big change for my schedule and my. Apart of that, I'm not teaching on live with students. I'm doing online when I can, according my schedule. But I'm working pretty much on the computer also. So for me, it's not big deal. This
Well, we're glad that you're healthy and doing fine. It's a real struggle, you know, for many women who may be working more on the computer now that they're inside. And I think Avital, that just speaks more to the fact that we need to do movement and stretching, and you had a couple there at the end to stretch your back. Those are all things that we can we can do without having to do a whole session.
Yes, whole session would be better.
Yeah.
But at least something. I agree with you. Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's been fabulous to have you share. So once again, you're sharing sessions online, and the website is
personaltrainingyogastifton.com. This is my
Okay.
website. I also have social media and YouTube channels. So YouTube channel is under my name, Avital Belkin. I can post it in the comments somewhere. Just tell me where. Maybe the comments at your magazine, in the comments below that event.
Yes.
I'll post all my social media handles for inspiration. You can follow on YouTube. There's some free classes, some free materials on YouTube, Instagram, personal training at personal training Yoga Stifton, and my Facebook page, personal training Yoga Stifton as well. I have a website, as I mentioned. On the website, I have offerings. Right now, I have Zoom classes ongoing, 7 classes a week. You can drop in. You can purchase a package, or you can be on membership. I have now membership option. Take as many classes as you can, up to 7 classes a week, and pre-recorded library. So if you say, okay, I cannot do at that particular time, but I can do on my own time. All right, if you're on membership, you can access the library of videos pre-recorded anytime, and you can do on your own. And it's not only yoga, it's also fitness, personal training, group personal training classes that are pre-recorded. Yes.
Oh, thank you. That's a lovely offering. And we will have all your contact information in the bio and that below the YouTube. So thank you very much. Now, how are you doing during COVID? It's a huge shift to move your business from personal to online.
Yeah, I've noticed that for me, it's also no big change. I mean, yes, I moved my classes online, but other than that, everything is the same pretty much. So instead of people coming here and, you know, working out or practicing with me, they come in here on Zoom. So I see them through the Zoom, I teach them. Everything else is pretty much the same. I do my own workout, my own practice, my own meditation. Everything the same as I did before, except of course once in a while I would go out and teach some public classes outside and you know, go out just dancing, and that's not possible right now, of course, during quarantine. So that I miss very much, to see some lovely faces in person. I miss that, but other than that, my lifestyle didn't change that much.
Right. And I think you're like many. We're hoping this gets over soon.
That's true, yeah. Hopefully. You know that in Germany, they already opened high school in Germany.
I've seen that this morning on the news.
Yes.
And we had a woman from Spain yesterday talking with us, and another one from South Africa a couple days before. And everyone is starting to see some hope and little things happening. So that's very inspiring.
That's true, yeah.
So thank you so much today. For everyone watching this, please subscribe to our YouTube channel at 45 Women Disrupting Influences, or subscribe to our magazine at 45.com, and our Facebook group, Fab 45 Women's Revolution. So thank you for everyone who came in. And thank you again, Avital.
Thank you so much.
Over 1 billion search the internet every 64 seconds for some product or service to fill their need. Facebook alone has 2.72 billion accounts. What does all this mean? If your business or service is not visible, then you're losing potential customers. If you're not advertising in the right places, you're missing out on putting your business in front of the right audience. We understand you want a piece of the pie, but it's confusing and you might not know where to start. That's why we, at 45, the magazine for women 45 plus, take your success personally and want to make it stress-free. Simply purchase advertising from us and we'll get the ball rolling now. It doesn't matter what industry you're in: photography, e-learning, psychology, beauty, health, fashion, and so much more. Our women's magazine has over 9,000 faces waiting to see yours. Click the button below to add your advertising package to your order right now. Hurry, as this offer is time sensitive.